something came in quite strongly at the end, which quite kind of a deep tiredness. And I think this particular circuit, the kidneys and adrenals, with a lot of people, have become worn out, and it's kind of chronic, isn't it? I mean, everybody's describing being tired. One of the things people complain about is being tired. And I'm not 100% sure what it is, because there's so many factors involved. And maybe the transition that mankind is going through. And as we move through that karma, I would notice that in the groups, when it's getting ready for a channel to, who felt a kind of a channel-y energy coming in towards the end of that? A few people, most people, okay, great. When it's, I think nearly everyone, when it comes to that transition, we're kind of in the body, breathing, and it's and this deep tiredness comes, and then it opens up into the higher energies, and that tiredness goes, or at least you're able to process it. And I think one of the last connections as it goes into the higher energies is through the adrenals at the top of that circuit, and it goes through the kidneys as well. And it seems to reside in the throat. I always say relax the throat, and I think this whole area, the whole neck as a general area, I know it's got the blue energies and all the different energies within it, but as a general energy, it's to do with these blue energies. It's the last thing you go through before you allow the channel to come in. Says he, letting in a channel. And I think that's where mankind is hanging out. I think there's this transition where we're really going to connect much more strongly to spirit, to God, not as organized religion, but as a real thing, a real felt sense of experience of connecting to divinity, and a real felt sense of connecting to the earth. And I think the blue energy circuit is part of that, the last part of that transition. And as a change of realm, it holds the karma of all of the realm. So it's a bit like, maybe not all of it, but releasing the karma that is tethering you, or at least being able to let it go, so at least you can view the other side for a while. We call ourselves the other side viewers. A group of people who view the other side every Sunday. We're watching ITV. We're no longer on BBC. That's for English people. We've gone on to the other channel. And I think it's just that karma as you go through that space. And I think mankind is held below here. And then as the energies go through there, it starts going through the brain. And as the energy reaches the brain, then you start becoming enlightened. Then you start transforming. Below that, it's kind of just going round and round. You know, notice you keep working on things and they come back. Oh, I've got that same thing again. Oh, here it is again. Oh, there's that thing, maybe slightly different colour. Once that goes through the brain, that whole, you just see that cycle. It's like there's a wheel here, it's going round and round. I think maybe some people call it the wheel of Dharma. And instead of being that, instead of being caught in that, you're viewing your karma just rotating. I don't know that it goes away as such, but you are not it anymore. You are not. Before you were the wheel of Dharma and you didn't know where you were in it, and you were just going through this thing happening to you. But then as the energy releases through the neck and through the brain, you start viewing this turning thing, and it's your life, and it's your karma from all of your lifetimes, and it's humanity, and it's round and round, and there's a divine detachment. And interestingly, it's quite grounded, and I guess because it is your karma, that is grounded, that is connected to the earth. So it's not like you've got rid of the karma, you're just watching it. And in that space, all of the different things start healing. And we are working on the bladder, but I just keep wanting to talk about the kidneys at the minute. As that rotates round, I think the kidneys and adrenals releasing into that space, then it really gets a breath of air and energy. I think that as we move through that space, the energy moves through the kidneys and adrenals. That tiredness, that transition starts clearing. So I think probably en masse, I'm going to move my mic down a little bit. No, I'm not. It just wants to stay there. I think en masse, to one level or not, whether people like it or not, they're going through that. And there's kind of an emphasis on whether they like it or not. There's a big difference between going through willingly and enjoying it than being dragged through the fence backwards where you want to go. I really advise being on the front of the curve and going through willingly and enjoying it as spiritual growth, because I can't help but think all sorts of stuff is going to hit the fan over the next few years. It just seems to be getting closer and closer. You kind of got the fan and you got this stuff, and it's steadily at some point it's just going to go everywhere. Notice I said that without saying a bad word. I navigated that. I should have just, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm educating myself. So anyway, so we're going to drop back into that meditation, and my guess is we've been working with the bladder, and that will be the stability in it. In the first two we were more working with the penis and vagina, a bit the bladder. This one is centered around the bladder, but that is giving us a good connection to the kidneys and the divine realm. So if a lot of tiredness comes up, just be with it, let it be there, relax the throat, relax the kidneys, and then once it's fully connected, then there's a stream of energy going through those organs that will just flush this circuit. Once the bladder is open, you can pull the chain, you get a flushing thing. You can just flush through spiritually through the organs in this circuit and down through the vagina, the penis, the urethra, and into the earth. So we're going to pull our chain in this meditation. All right, the pull the chain meditation. Sit on the toilet, pull the chain. We come to pulling the chain part.